everybody. Hope your day's gone pretty good so far. Mine's been fine, except I somehow managed to pull a muscle in the back of my neck at the gym today, so it doesn't feel great, but feeling pretty good for programming. Alright, so yesterday we were working on the asset loading, and I really wasn't happy with the way things were shaping up. I think it was a mistake to just copy and paste the code from the moddable chess, because things are slightly different for this game. So I had a bit of time this afternoon and I kind of prototyped a better system, and here's the fruits of my labor. Basically, something will just insert these asset load requests into a list here, and then this object itself will take care of loading the assets however it wants, and then I guess we'll need to have some kind of signal when it's complete, and also it will take care of errors on its own. The one good thing about this system as well is also you can issue it asset load requests on different frames. So the reason that might be useful is because, say, the table of, like, we wanted to split the monster description files out of the table of contents, then we wouldn't know for sure all the models we need to load until we loaded up those monster files too. So this is just a little bit more flexible. Also, I think the names are a lot more obvious what they mean. Let's finish up hooking this up. So, let's see. Why don't we have a private subscribable bool, and this will be load in progress. Okay, so yeah, that should be good. And then here, so final assets will be controller, components, get loaded assets, loading comps. There you go. I guess it can be a get or register, huh? I don't think I have the create function, but I don't know why I don't. Let's see, will it let me generate? Okay, and another thing also, I decided that, I guess this can be public, I'm going to not use this loaded mod class after all. Just the key for the assets will have the mod's name at the beginning of them, so that everything will just go in this one dictionary. And that also gets rid of the need to forbid this ... because it doesn't matter if mods load objects from a different mod. So I can go ahead and close that off. Alright, so let's see. Oh, the reason loaded assets looks like that is because it's actually right here it's a subscribable object, but I guess it doesn't really need to be. Well, we won't use this class anymore anyway. let's see. Where was I? Master asset loader. And then for the request, we'll need to have some command to insert something new in there. And active loaders equals new. Okay. And then the error. Let's pull that out of here. Oh, it doesn't have it in there. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, and then load in progress is a new one, so and this will be assets, asset loads in progress. Okay, and so let's create the command here. Private void handle request. And then we would just add this object to the request. And then we'd set load in progress to true. Register another component. This will just be a command, and it will take an asset load request as the argument. And dot handler equals handle request. Alright, I need to change this, of course. So let's say request asset load. That's the same. Okay. So the other thing that needs to happen is, okay, so we can send this error, but we also need to handle what happens when an error is received. So subscribe, new, simple listener. We don't really care about the exception, but still need to insert that argument there. So E on error. Okay, so on error, we would just call this dispose function, I guess, so I don't need to have a separate. And what this does, it disposes all the bundles, which cancels their loading. And then if any asset is ready and we haven't removed it from the asset loader's active list, then we need to go ahead and destroy that asset. Otherwise, like if the asset loader is not in this active loaders list, we've already inserted its asset into the loaded assets dictionary, and so some other class will take care of destroying it. Okay, and the other time we need to clean up, so we also need the controller components, get or register, state machine, and this will be the loading phase. enter state, subscribe, simple listener. So on loading phase change. One too many parentheses there. Basically how this works is if phase equals int, or actually how we'll do it is if phase does not equal loading phase asset, and then we could just call dispose, and that will clean up all this for us. Okay, so I think that's it. So here the mod load manager is now, instead of calling these the load mod, this won't even have this. Yeah, we can get rid of those three. Well no, I guess we'll still have the mod load complete. Instead of a load mod command, it will have asset load request load asset. Okay. So we'll still need to do this, but private void string, oh wait, that's not, load mod string mod name. Or no, I guess we'll need the mod folder. Because we can probably get the mod folder here actually. So mod folder path equals get folder mod name. Okay, so load. I shouldn't have deleted this stuff, should I have? So let's copy this and then undo. Okay, a little more. There we go. So pretty much just instead of calling this load mod command, we just call the load mod function. And we don't need to get the mod folder right here. Alright, so I think this is looking good. So this mod loader class is going to be a little out of date now, but we still will need to be able to get the table of contents actually. So let's see. So here's, I'll just copy and paste this code. And I guess, yeah, we'll be able to get the this class will also generate exceptions now. Back here. I'll also probably need the loaded assets as well. If I can get it this way. Yeah, because we'll at the very least deposit the table of contents files in there. Where is it? Right here. Okay. And then I think I can copy most of this code. We don't care about this anymore. Alright, so here. So we get the mod. We don't need this anymore. Alright, and then I changed that loaded to the final assets. Okay. And now basically what we would do is we would call this request asset load request for everything. So let's see, private void load asset. So let's see, I guess we'd have we need the mod name also. Mod folder and also the table of contents. I guess this would be the asset path and table of contents. Okay, so from that we need to generate this asset load request. First is the bundle path. You can actually get that from this code. Okay, so this is the asset path and table of contents. Which is the bundle name and then the asset name inside the bundle. Alright, so bundle path is simply the mod folder path. Okay, so we need system, IO, path, combine, mod folder path, and then the asset bundle name. And let's see what else. Then we need the asset name and bundle, which is just this asset name right here. Asset name and database, which is how we store this asset, which I guess would be mod name. How do I want to do this? String format. So we could just do a slash. Maybe a better thing to do. Well, actually, no. Well, let's see here. I'm trying to think because let's take, for example, we have two different mods. Let's just call this So let's say test red has a bundle or some texture asset, and two different mods want to get it. So in test red, this table of contents, they have this entry, which is a bundle. Let's just say texture equals bundle slash texture, and test red dot table of contents, and then test blue is another mod that wants to get the same texture, so they would call texture equals dot dot, which goes back to the mod folder, and then test red slash bundle slash texture. And I'd want these, like the game, to realize that these are the same. I'm not sure if they would. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. I wonder if there's a way that system IO will like resolve two different file paths to see if they point to the same file. I don't know, I'll have to, let's add a note. I shouldn't have deleted that. I guess, let's see, inspect or inspect research to see if there's a way to convert dot dot in file paths to absolute paths. Probably there is, but I mean, I wonder, I don't really know how much this would be used. So master asset loader checks, I think it checks to see if it's already loading an asset by looking at the file path. Oh, where is it? Yeah, the asset key. Yeah, it does the bundle path and then the asset name and bundle. So it doesn't even use the table of contents, which is probably the right way to do it. Let me just look. Maybe system IO path. Let's see what this has. Combine, get directory name. Wonder what get full path does. That might be what we need. Okay, so msdn get full path. Okay, so yeah, it returns the absolute path information. The full file directory name is, let's see. File directory specified path is not required to exist, for example. Path does exist, the caller must have permission, blah blah blah. If path contains no significant characters, it is invalid unless it contains one or more dots, characters followed by any number of spaces. Okay, well I guess, not sure. I guess the only way for me to see is to test it. Yeah, but I'll just worry about that later, I guess. Okay, but in the meantime, I'll do, let's just use a system IO so I don't have to keep on typing that. So path combine, path get, is there an absolute? That's probably what I want, but there's not. Get path root, that's not what I want. Okay. Well, hopefully this does what I want. If not, well, I'll have to play around with it. But in any case, it won't cause any problems. Okay. So yeah, this is, oh, then we need to call load asset.send request. Okay. Alright, so are we done here? Let's see, I know there's going to be errors, mostly because I deleted so much stuff. So much stuff from the model loader. This point, maybe so I can actually run the game, I should comment this out. Okay, and then in the asset loading controller, you can delete that. And look at the new asset, or master asset loader. Okay. So another thing we need to do is support Lua, which I guess will be the next step. Let's see, do you have any warnings? Oh yeah, the Lua loader and XML loader are kind of unused right now, and same with this asset organizer, so it's not important. Okay, so let's make a master Lua loader, which will be the next step. Okay, and this will also have class Lua load request. So I'll have a string for the file path, public string function name, and then public string name and database. Okay, and then maybe instead of doing that slightly hacky thing with the dot, if we just take the return from the file, we'll just say use return value. And then if that's false, then we'll use this function name. Okay, and I guess I'll clean up our open files. We can kind of reuse a lot of this class, so I think I will. Okay, and then we just need to use gameflow logic. So let's see, what will we not need? So I guess we should have a class in here that keeps track of specific files. Or we could just kind of reuse this Lua loader, but the main thing I want is I don't want it to start loading right in the constructor because I want this to happen on another frame or another thread. Okay, so these error types stay. And we won't use this deposit functions anymore. So we won't have this not a function value. Okay, so I need to see how we store like which functions we need. So I'm messing around with the music. So we have this class, so there's no reason to make like another data class in here that just holds the Lua loader. Yeah, so we'll have the file path, state error type. This will be return value. Okay, this is the environment. Okay, so let's make a class public class function. Which will have bool return value, public string, global name, and public actually, yeah, we don't really need the function here because all the functions load into the same Lua environment, so they just deposit their globals in there. We might need the return value, but in that case... Okay, so yeah, maybe we don't even need to keep track of the functions here. Yeah, let's go ahead and make this master Lua loader and see exactly what we need. So we do need this asset, and then this will be the Lua load request. Okay, so Lua loader, this will be file loaders. Okay, so let's have public class function. So this will be requires file. Okay, well, let's see. Each function does require a file to be complete. So yeah, it probably is better to store everything in the actual loader. I keep going back and forth, huh? Okay, so let's just assume that they're going to be stored in there. But what I actually want to do here is have a string to make sure that the function is not like a collision. Okay, and then I guess we will need a list of active Lua loaders. Exception, and yeah, that's fine. So request equals new file loaders, active loaders, and then finally function names. Okay, and then we just need to change this to Lua load and progress. This will will be a Lua load request. So that's all good. Change that. And that. Lua loader. Let's get rid of some of these errors. So I wonder, I'm not sure if we really would dispose anything, but I guess we would stop loading anything if a load is in progress. Let's see. I'll just leave this. Yeah, we will clear everything, that's for sure. So Lua loader, or what is it? File loaders, okay. And functions, clear, oops. Okay, did I forget? And the requests would clear as well. I think I did that already. Oh no. Okay, there might be more, but that's good for now. Okay, so we could pull most of this out from the old mod loader. Let's get rid of all these comments. Oh, okay, no, that was right. This was indented. Okay, and I think I should add this, now that I think about it, to the master asset loader. I forgot to check. I actually need to make sure that all of the entries here aren't null. Well, no. Yeah, this needs to happen actually when the request is first entered in the mod load manager. So let's see here. Yeah, right here we need to make sure that the mod name and mod folder won't be null, but the asset path could be. So okay, the exception name is just asset path. Or no, it's not. We do need to have a separate thing here. String exception name. It's no value given for expected asset. Alright. Back to here. Don't need this exception because it should already be taken care of. So spot index. Okay, so let's see. Actually, we can't check for function collisions like this because they might want to refer to the same function, so yeah, that's not a problem. Although I guess if there was the same function in different files, that would be a collision, so yeah, we can do that. So yeah, we want to see if this function name, basically the name and databases are the same. Is that true? No, it would be the file path and then function name. That's what I want to change right there. Okay, so it actually has to be something like this. Okay, well, let's come back to that. I'm getting a little confused, but I think it might have to be a dictionary that, like, returns the file that a function name was first defined at, and then we have to make sure they're the same. So I think that's probably how we'll do it, but I'll come back. Anyway, so this part we don't need because the request gives it to us. Alright, so Lua loader. And this will be the file key. Is the request file path. And the function key is string format. This would only happen if it's not the return value. So let's just keep it simple for now. Okay, so if loaders file key outloader equals false, so we need to create a new one. Let's see, so we would pass the full asset or final assets Lua environment, and then also the path for the file, which is a request dot file path. That's it. Fine. And now we need to check for function collisions. So yeah, if this is a new okay, well actually we do the function down here. If not request dot use return value, I guess we'll do it this way, equals false. Well, if it is return value, then we would store that in here as well. So public So we'd have a list in here, which would be all the database names we need to store this function. So list string names and database. Oh my god, this is a class, not a string. And then I guess string global name, which would be the name in the Lua environment. Okay, so this won't be a hash set, this would be a dictionary string function. And then we'd also have the function return value. Just return null for now. Okay, so if we use return value, then string function key. Okay, I guess there is no function key. We just need to make sure, or we just add that to the use in database. So let's see. So it would be loader dot return value names of database, add request name in database. Alright. So here we need to get the function key, which is already relative to this file, so it would just be the function name itself. Okay, and then we can use this dictionary string. Let's rename this to function collisions. Would map the function key to the file key. So if function key, oh, that's not how we do it. So string collision key. So if function collisions dot try get value, then out collision key. Okay, so if this returns true, that means this function has, or this global name has been used before. So if it has been used before and the collision key does not equal the file key, then we'd throw an error. So throw new mod load exception. Unable to load, or we just say global function value backsplash, or backslash first in the quotes, already registered by Lua file. So global function value requested in file. already registered by file. Okay. Alright, and then it's the function key. File key. And last but not least, the collision key. Okay. So basically this would happen if the same function name is used in two separate files, which you'd pretty much never want to happen. And also two different mods would request it from both files, so. It won't catch all times that a function is overwritten, but it should help, I think. Okay, so if it gets past that, then we can just add this function to the loader. Okay, so Lua loader dot function. And then it'd be if loader dot functions, try get value function key. So if this is null, then function loader equals new, and we add this to the loader. Also right here I need to add this to active loaders as well. This is another thing. Yeah, if our loader is already complete, which I guess we'll do that down here, but func loader dot names and database add request name and database. This should be false, not null. And then if loader dot is ready, well, I guess we do that down here actually. Dot is ready. So how would we do this? In the master asset loader, we had to store asset, which would get everything from the asset loader itself, but now we have these functions. Maybe I do need to have a separate class, which is like, I guess, a Lua function loader, even though it doesn't really actually load anything. It'll just make things a lot easier to keep track of. Okay, so what would this have? Basically just private Lua loader. Would it even? Would it? I guess it doesn't really need this. Let's keep going. So function loader, and then private bool is return value private string and list string names and database. Okay, so something like that. almost exactly like the asset loader class. Okay, so we have this, still need that, but then we also need dictionary, string, function loaders. This will be. Okay, so I guess I don't need a separate function collisions anymore. And this active loaders will actually be for function loaders. Okay, so here. So I guess I will need to go back to using that dot for the return value thing, at least for this key. So string function key, if request use return value, it's just the file key plus dot. Otherwise it's function key equals string format. File key and then request function name. Okay. And then we can kind of move this part up. Function loader. Here's what I wanted. So if function loaders try get value, function key. So I guess another way to do it, now that I'm thinking about it, and since all these functions are just deposited into the global, I'm trying to decide what would be easiest, because we could just have, whenever anything requests a Lua file or a specific function, it would just specify an actual global function name. That way we wouldn't have to worry about collisions. And then all these function loaders would just run after all the scripts are complete. Although that probably wouldn't be a good idea because certain functions would depend on a certain script. I guess we could just have something before that's like load script files and then have a separate function. That's probably how I should do it. So maybe this class doesn't even worry about the functions. It just loads the Lua files and then the functions are taken care of back here. Let's look and see how that would work. What is it? Mod stable contents. So like right now, or in the moddable chess game, how you did it, like you'd have chess. It'd be something like pawn movement equals movement, which was the Lua file, and then the function would be pawn move. But now how you do it is scripts would be a list, and you would load, for example, the movement, I don't know, checkmate, etc. And then pawn movement would just be some function in the global namespace called pawn move. So that works, but what would we want, how would we denote if we just used a file name so that we would get the return value from that file? Maybe we just don't support that. That seems kind of like a shame. Let's see. If we wanted it to get from a file. Do something like, I don't know, at movement. Does that really make much sense though? I guess the game could tell that if you just use the name of a script here, then it would actually go look to that script. I don't know, I don't think that's a good idea either. Alright, I think I'm just going to make a decision that we'll just only use global functions. Maybe it does remove a little bit of like quote elegance, but I think it will make things easier for me and also for the mod authors to not make something too confusing. So if that's the case, this Lua loader only loads file paths. It doesn't worry about depositing anything. That's taken care of in the mod load manager. And so I just have a string file path, that's it. That simplifies things quite a bit. Alright, well, seems like a lot of the work we just did is not going to be used, but I think I just had to think through it to figure out the best way. Okay, so good thing I didn't delete this because basically we'll just do that. Okay. So we don't care if the loader is ready right away, really. We don't do any of this stuff. Don't store anything. So all we do is, once everything is done, we say load and progress value equals active loaders count equals or is greater than 0. I actually think I need to add this to the asset loader, I forgot. Okay. And then I need to have the thread that loads these files. But I think we'll have support for that, but I think I'll wait to do it. So let's just say private void load files. This can be in another thread. And we'll just put it right here. Oh no, it should be outside the try catch. basically be for each var loader and active loaders. If loader dot is ready equals false, and I just call loader load. I want to create this function. It's not gonna let me. Oh, because it's already created, it says private. Okay, so let's clean this up now. We don't need any information about functions. Don't care about the return value anymore. Okay, do need that. Don't need that. What's this error function name? Oh, if it's not a function value, so we don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's get rid of that, and this dot file path equals file path. Okay, so we're already. I need to remember to put Lua at the end. Don't load it right away. Okay, so, oh yeah, it has a debug name, so I guess we will need that. So string debug name. We actually use that? Oh yeah, it's right there. So debug name, loaded Lua, blah. Don't have this anymore. Although I guess I'll keep it commented in case I need to reuse it later. Dispose. Don't need that anymore. Okay, I'll leave that. Alright, so now dispose just clears all that. Okay, and then I guess we'll have request debug name. So this is all done. So now here we can start loading a Lua file. So private void load Lua file. Okay, so string. Oh, okay. I was confused. For some reason I was thinking this was a load asset, so I was like, why do we have the mod name like that? Let's actually move this below. Okay, so we have a mod name, string, mod folder path. Actually, don't need this stuff for Lua, we just need the mod folder path. And then the asset path and table of contents. Copy some of this stuff over. So I've given for expected Lua file. So I need to get, oh, that's load table contents. I want a Lua load request. paste this. Load Lua. There we go. So Lua load request. Yeah, so we don't even use this format anymore. So we can get rid of all that. It's just the file path is the path combine mod folder path and the assets path and table of contents plus dot Lua. I guess it should also have path dot get full path. The debug name is simply the asset path and table of contents. Okay, so that takes care of that. So do we need to make a separate class that takes care of storing all the Lua functions, or can this class just do it itself? Basically, it just would wait until everything is loaded, and then it would just insert all of the Lua functions into the final assets, which I guess is quite a bit more simple now that we don't use return values. So maybe we can just keep track of it here. So public class Lua function. Global name and public string name and database. Let's see, name and Lua environment. There we go. And then we just have private dictionary string to Lua function. This would just be Lua functions. So private void load Lua function. So this would be string mod name. Oh no, I guess it wouldn't have mod name because, let's see, do we even use this? Okay, yeah, so one thing I do need to do is this asset name and database. Yeah, it seems like I was about to do it, but I didn't finish. It's the mod name slash the asset path and table of contents. I need to do that here as well, so mod name, don't need the folder path though. So let's just say function name and table of contents, and the exception name. Okay. Can I type? So here, if the function name of table of contents is null, so for expected Lua function. Alright. So let's see, Lua function. So if Lua functions, try get value. I guess we first need to make the key. String function key is So this would be the same asset name and database. Oh no, it wouldn't. It would just be the actual function name, which is the same as a global. Okay, so function key. Oh, I did that wrong. The second argument is out. Okay, so if this is false, then we need to create a new one. So func equals new blah. So func dot. Oh yeah, so this has to be a list of strings for a name and database. So the Lua environment is just the function name and table of contents. Wait, are these the same actually? Because for assets, the names are prepended with the mod name, but since all functions are in the same global space, I think it might be the same actually. Yeah, so actually just do string. Well, this could just be a hash set of all global functions we need to store. Well, okay, let's leave it like this because we probably want to have like a debug name here. I guess we would have a debug name because we want to know what function was requesting this Lua file if it was not found, maybe. Well, it's always a good idea to just have this other function in case you, this class in case you might need something else, so. Okay, this will just be a name now. Debug name will be the mod name. Okay, let's do the string format. I guess I should be using the function key here. That's all. And now these just stay around until we're sure all the Lua is done loading. Alright, so I think that's good. So the last thing is XML, which is pretty much just like this Lua loader, except instead of loading a Lua file, we load from an XML file. So I'll do the same thing. So master XML loader. And I'll just copy most of this class, because I think it'll be almost exactly the same. This will be an XML load request. Okay, Oh, we typed that wrong as well. Request. And then here is actually XML loader. Okay, and then here, change this to XML load request. And this would be XML load in progress. Alright. What else do we need to add here while I'm thinking about it? Okay, so yeah, we have the file path. The only thing extra we have here is that they require a type, which is what the XML parses the object into. Okay, so we have an XML load request. Okay, so here we just need the path, the request type, and the debug name. What is it? Object type. Okay, and I think XML loader needs to be updated. So file path. Don't care about this anymore, except I'll just rename it to debug name. Still need that. So file path and okay, so I put the type before that, and then string debug name. So if file path is null or empty, and then I don't want to load this right away, so make this public. We don't insert it there. Okay, that's pretty simple. Am I done? It's basically the same as Lua except different types. Okay, so we also have a load XML here, which basically be the same as this. It will also give us the type. For expected XML file. Alright, I need to get this command. Pretty soon I'll need to get all the subscribable bools that let me know if something is loading or not. Okay. And this is load XML now. So we got the file path, the debug name, and the type. Right, that's pretty much it for this. Oh yeah, it wants me to clean this up. Okay, so let's see. Where do I go from here? I guess maybe we can actually play the game now. Although I need to add those new files to the asset loading controller. Okay, I gotta get rid of this. Fortunately. Okay, so new master Lua loader, and new master XML loader. Okay, so I guess I'll just press play and make sure there's not any horrible errors. Yeah, so everything's okay. It's just going to be stuck here forever because it never signals that it's complete. So basically how I'll do this is I'll just register for ticking. Okay, so ticking janitor. Force inactive, and then this will only activate when we're actually in the phase. So tick over force inactive equals false. Oh, and I almost forgot again. I need to add this to the activatable list so that when this controller becomes active, we'll be eligible for to receive the tick function. One, I guess, what happens last. Okay, so I need to get all of the subscribable rules. So assets loading, and then Lua loading, and XML loading. I think I can copy this. To the 3. So asset load, and this one's Lua load and XML load. Okay, so down here, so if assets loading value is false and Lua loading value equals false and XML loading value equals false, then we know everything is complete, so we can send the onComplete message, but I forget what I called it. Oh, although we do need to insert everything into here. Okay, so I don't actually have the message. So private message loading complete. equals controller components get or register. This will be a message. Components. What is it called? Load complete. All right. Also, we need to private void okay, so the asset loader, it puts stuff into the final assets, doesn't it? When it's done? Oh yeah, because we have the store asset. Okay, I guess the XML loader should do that as well. The Lua loader does not. So let's copy this. Okay, yeah, so if loader dot is ready, then we call store asset loader. Okay, so yeah, we'll need to store the name database. Private list string names and database. Which we'll add here is the loader dot names and database add request. Okay, so yeah, we don't need this debug name for here. So this will be name and database, which is the same as that. So I guess we don't need this debug name either. So this will be name and database. So back here. So if this is true, then we just add another entry. So that's fine. Okay, so here I should clear this because the store asset can be called once it's already done, and then it would throw a collision error if it's called twice, obviously. So at the end we'll call loader.names and database clear. So we might need to have a separate debug name after all. I don't know, we'll see. What else? I want to do the same thing here because it uses the same code. So loader.names and database clear. Okay, so yeah, this takes care of that itself. Mod load manager does need to it. So it's for the Lua functions. So store Lua functions. For each. Alright, and then this would actually be string format. So mod name and then asset path. So we don't actually have the mod name here. Okay, so for each function in, what do I call it? Lua functions, values. So it has the name and then the debug name. So all we have to do is say final assets, Lua functions, function name equals. Let's not do it that way actually. So dynamic, so moon sharp, interpreter. We don't need to do that either. Let's say dynamic value, and then we'll just say using moon sharp. Oops. Okay, is it just dyn value? I think that might be it. Okay, yeah, so this will be value equals final assets Lua environment dot get global func name, and I'm not sure if this will throw an error if there's nothing defined there, or if it will return a nil value. I think it returns a nil, but I guess we can see. Regardless, if Lua value dot type equals function, then we put that here, so Lua value dot function. Otherwise we throw, so I spell throw, new mod loading exception. Let's see what, we can just reuse this. Okay, so I guess it's right here. Oh, I deleted it already. Okay, well that's no big deal, I could just retype it. String format. Lua function, let's see, expected Lua function defined at got one, and then it'd be func name, and then the Lua value type. And hopefully this will just say nil if there's nothing at that global position, which I think is how it would work in Lua. I'm not sure if Moonsharp does it like that, but we shall see. Okay, so tick, then we can just try and catch mod, that's not how I do it, mod load exception. And then we say store Lua functions. I have the load exceptions right there, I thought. So load exception, send MLEX. So that looks all good. Okay, so am I done? I think so. So I guess now maybe I should test loading some things. Okay, so let's create something. So I already have some models here. Let's see, they're in the prefabs. So let's just add this to an asset bundle. Okay, this will be testing. Alright, I need to grab that script to... For some reason, Unity doesn't have like a built-in script or command here to build asset bundles. You have to go and create a script yourself. So, which we did do for moddable chests, so I'm hoping I can just grab it from there. If I can find it. So scripts, editor, yeah, asset bundle creator. Okay, so yeah, pretty simple. I guess this is the reason why they have you do it through a script, because you need to just find the build target and everything. Okay, so first, I don't have an editor folder, do I? So you can see here. Oh, I do have editor. Oh, this is for Beluga. Okay. So create folder editor. And so it'll show up. I'll just create the file. So asset bundle creator. Create sharp script. Okay, and now this is gonna have to reload. Alright, here it is. And now I can copy this. And now, after it reloads, should be something up here. Okay, so what did I put it on? It should be build asset bundles under assets. Alright. Right here. The output path does not exist. So I guess I have to create it. Okay, that's not a big deal. So it's in the Unity folder. Assets. Bundles. Alright, so now I think it's done. Oh no, it's still working. And no pop-up happens when it's complete. Now it's done. So if you look at asset bundles, it has these. And I'm not sure what this, why this is created, or if you even have to include it with mods. I just suppose so. But here's the interesting part, and that is all the information for our hexagon model. Which you can see if you open this up. It has the actual testing hex prefab. Let's see. Yeah, which has some other stuff like the mesh collider. Don't really need this animator. That doesn't make any difference. And then there's block collider, which we probably won't include this in our asset bundles in the final game, but it's fine for now. mostly want to do is load this stuff. So I'll copy it. Streaming assets, mods, testing. I guess I'll just put it right here. Okay, and then if we open this, no. So let's just do just to test an asset. I'll just call this test asset. Let's do a model specifically. And this will be in testing slash, I think it's test hexagon. That's what I called it. Okay, testing hex. Which means this is the path to the asset bundle right here. And then slash and then the name of the asset in the bundle. Okay, and then here the mod load manager we've got to call. Okay, well it's actually going to throw an error because the table of contents does not include an entry for that. So string test model. And now here we can call load asset. So mod name, mod folder path. And then the asset path, which would be table of contents test model. The exception name is test model. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay, we're getting errors. What is error? Null reference here. Store Lua functions. Okay, so Lua functions just didn't exist yet. It's new. Okay. Let's have a debug here. Debug log loading asset. Let's make sure. Let's try this again. Okay, cannot load table of contents XML exception. Okay, then it already goes through the organized assets even though there's an error. Let's see. So there's a loading flow, not to change the phase. Oh yeah, just does that. It should also change the phase.state. Just change it to none for now, but would actually need to like exit out of the scene. I guess I'll just change it. I'll create a new error phase because it'll probably maybe a pop-up will come up on screen. Important thing is that it stops everything from loading. Let's try this again. Oh. Where did this happen? It's our old nemesis. No, load flow manager on error. Okay, so what I need to do is the mod load manager can't start loading immediately. It needs to wait one tick. Okay, so let's see. Private bool start loading. Start loading equals true, and let's extract this. Load mods. But we won't actually call that there. Call that down here, but I guess I'll move it up so code is roughly in the order that it gets called. Okay, so if start loading, load mods, and start loading equals false. Okay, so now we shouldn't get that error, and the problem was that right when this loading phase changed, some error happened, and that caused the phase to change again, which you can't do because the messengers just don't know how to handle iterating over again. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, yeah, so no error. So now it's just saying cannot load table contents and test model. Okay, so that's good. But I wonder why, because if you catch the exception it should stop doing things. Okay, maybe, yeah, I should put the try catch outside of here. Okay, so let's see. So if there's an error in any of these, then it just stops. Yeah, because it's kind of funny that it got an XML error. Okay, so it does load test. Oh yeah, and so yeah, the content mod test content. Okay, should do this. Yeah, because the mod name really should be not table contents. Well, I guess this is just for display, but the mod name is actually the name of the folder. But anyway, yeah, so the first error was the XML exception, which is, I guess I named something wrong in the test framework class. Oh, there's no slash here, that's the problem. So then, but then it still went through to the other mod, which was the content, and it was expecting test model, but obviously it's not there, so. Let's try again. Okay, so it's loading asset testing hex, but then there's no test model and the content. Really, it should be optional. Which I guess we just say if not our string is null or empty, table contents test model is false. Because I actually don't want an error to be thrown here because I want to see if it will finish loading that asset. Start loading test content. But yeah, get stuck there. Okay, so I guess we need to do a little bit more debugging here. Okay, so let's see. Debug log. Start loading bundle. I guess bundle key, and then I can have start loading asset. Let's just see what pops up here. Start loading testing. Okay, so nothing pops up. So yeah, we need to do some debugging for sure. But I think that's going to be all for me for today. So we'll come back, hopefully finish this up. Alright, so thanks everybody for coming by and watching. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think I do enjoy this new time, although it looks like I need to build some of my viewership back up, but that's okay. I still have fun, so. Again, if you want to catch up on the streams, I will be posting this on YouTube in the morning, and so you can get the link in my channel description, and of course feel free to subscribe so you can be notified when I go live, which I should be at 8 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. Alright, I hope to see you then. Thanks again. Bye bye.